Welcome to everybody. We are at the Triple G Ventures Suite at the Venetian. We are Suite 31235. I always get that wrong, but we got so much stuff happening, and can't wait to share it with you, Ankita, and the world at large. Lots of different things, ranging from Artifon to Mitchell Acoustics to ASI Audio to Equa, who's never been seen before. We're very excited about those guys, and so much more. I mean, BOOTSnCATS. Oh my goodness! Can you believe you can learn to beatbox, and that helps you with speech and speech therapy? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. But anyways, we're here with James Kim. James Kim from BOOTSnCATS. What's
Yes.
BOOTSnCATS?
Hi, everybody. BOOTSnCATS is an online speech therapy program that gets kids to practice their speech sounds by learning how to beatbox.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, so hold up. So you're telling me you get kids beatboxing,
Yes.
and that helps them with speech therapy? How does that work?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, beatboxing and speech share a lot of the same qualities. I think, what is speech language except a bunch of weird sounds that we make? And beatboxing is similar, except in beatboxing, the sounds are in a rhythm. And for those that are unfamiliar, beatboxing is making music with your mouth and your lips and your body. And essentially, speech is, especially for young folks who are in speech therapy, it's really all about muscle memory. It's about practicing. It's about rhythm. It's about communication. It's about sort of understanding when to contribute and when to stop and listen. So many of the qualities that make speech and language also constitute beatboxing. Now, we started a beatboxing program for kids with disabilities back in 2009. It wasn't a speech therapy program. We're still doing that program. It's just a beatboxing program. But so many of the kids that we work with are in need of speech therapy. Lo and behold, talking to their speech therapist, they're like, James, I don't know what you guys are doing in this program, but we have so much more participation from the kids. They're just so wanting to participate. They're so wanting to just be more audioly expressive. And this is done without any coercion, without any asking. Truth of the matter is, Greg, kids love making stupid sounds and farting noises and stuff. And if you can just direct them in a way to actually have it be rhythmic and actually have it be musical when they're beatboxing, it takes them on this whole other adventure. And essentially, you're giving them the tools to self-express in ways that they want to do it in.
Right.
Wow. I mean, it's just so much fun. Now, why is it called BOOTSnCATS?
It's a great question for anybody who has ever wanted to start to learn beatboxing. It's also really featured in that new Pixar Disney movie Turning Red, where you can start beatboxing by repeating the words boots and cats, boots and cats, and boots and cats. Now, the secret or the trick was just to drop the oots and the ats, and to really punctuate the B and C sounds. So you go from boots and cats and boots and cats to boots, cats, boots, cats, boots, cats, boots. It's a little shortcut that any beatboxer can teach you, but we wanted to also make it memorable and understand that it's so easy, Greg. And I think that's the other thing. There is no barrier to entry in terms of learning how to beatbox. Anybody can do it. You don't need to know anything about music. You don't need to know about music theory. You don't need to know about octaves and notes. All you need to do is make a sound and be able to repeat it. And BOOTSnCATS is a great way to sort of have this rhythm in your mouth and make 3 distinct sounds. And from there, you can pretty much go anywhere. But we named it BOOTSnCATS to kind of show how accessible, how easy, and how anybody can do it, no matter what your music abilities or disabilities. There's no barrier for you to be fully participatory immediately.
So we're live at CES. What is this? CES 2023. Can you believe that? It's crazy. And here we are talking about BOOTSnCATS. My challenge is to anybody that's out there listening to this right now is I think we got to get everybody at CES saying BOOTSnCATS. What do you think, James?
I think that would be phenomenal. And I think once you do it, you understand how easy it is. And I think just as importantly for the students and for the young folks, how fun it is.
Right.
How, especially if you're a younger person, and especially if you're a younger person with a disability or a younger person in speech therapy, how cool it is.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
let's
Well,
let's
I
be
think
honest.
what you're doing is it's pure magic, James. Like your enthusiasm, your energy, and everything that you're doing with the Boots and Cats program. I mean, it's super. And we're just super excited that you guys were able to join us here at CES. This is a big moment that, look, we've all been through crazy times with COVID and all this, and it seems like the show is back. It seems like we're back. And we're back with Boots and Cats live at Triple G. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't get better than that.
You know what, Greg? And it's really interesting and important that you brought up the fact that, people are convening again. The fact that you are at CES is a giant trade show. And I want to share a story with you because my team, when we went down to the ASHA, the American Speech and Hearing Association, we went down to their major convention last November in New Orleans. And the reason that's important is because we went down there, we got a booth. We're trying to spread the gospel of what it is that we're doing, beatboxing as a tool for speech therapy. And I'll tell you what, Greg, there was so much interest. There was about 6,000 or 7,000 speech language pathologists that convene at this national convention. We presented some clinical research that we did. We had a beatboxer in the booth as well. And there was so much interest in what Boots and Cats is and what it represents and how it could be this beautiful, culturally relevant, fun, innovative, music-based tool to get kids to practice, because this is really a practice tool, and the only way that kids are going to improve is if they're practicing in between their speech therapy sessions, right? So how do we get them and motivate the students to practice? And the speech language pathologists at the convention, Greg, they loved it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's awesome. And we went down there wanting to sell this product to the speech language pathologists. And we learned very immediately, because we met hundreds of them, James, this is awesome. Where can I access this, et cetera? And at the time that we were charging,
Okay.
it was like $100 a month, or sorry, $100 a year, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And every single SLP, speech language pathologist that we spoke to, was like, this is great, but I'm so maxed out. I have to pay for all of my tools. I have to pay to just sort of register to be a board certified therapist. I never get a lot of, financial assistance from my institution or my school.
Hmm.
And frankly, we can't pay for it. It sounds great, James, but we don't want to pay for it. We can't afford it.
Right.
My team and I had an internal decision, and we decided that we just want to give Boots and Cats away for free. If you are a board certified speech therapist and you're practicing, we just want to give you the tool.
Wow. That's serious, man. So you're building a tool specific that can be used for speech pathologists, and you're giving it away for free?
Absolutely. We were working with two objectives, which was impact and revenue.
Yeah.
We have two versions of Boots and Cats. There's a speech language pathologist version, all of the language, all of the usage. How do I implement this into my practice? We did a
Right.
lot of research. There's a lot of clinical evidence that we participated in. So if money was the barrier for them to have this amazing, beautiful, innovative tool, we're like, let's take the barrier away. If we want to generate revenue, we want to sell the home version. If the speech language pathologists and their clients really love it, then we would encourage the therapist to suggest or recommend that the parents could use or purchase it, which is about $60 a year, about
Right.
$5 for the families. And then their students and the child can practice at home. We did a lot of research and saw how fun it is. And no one's ever said how fun it is to practice speech sounds, because that's like the one thing that's the biggest pain point. It's like you can have a breakthrough in your intervention, but if you're not practicing, you're not going to improve. So how can we actually bring the practicing into the living rooms and not just into the classrooms? So for us, we're like, hey, we can make the impact first and the revenue will come. We're less interested right now in, trying to make money. Right now, what we're more interested in, Greg, is giving you the tool. If you are a speech therapist, you're banging your head against the wall because your kids want to do better, but they're just not motivated to practice. So why
Wow.
not beatboxing, where you don't have to You don't have to twist any of the kids' arms and be like, you need to practice. You know, the kids just want to do it. And I think that's the magic in it.
Well, there's something special about taking, music, right? In particular, beatboxing, and using that as a tool to actually provide meaningful outcomes like speech therapy, right? I mean, and it sounds to me like what you're really doing, James, and Boots and Cats is really doing is creating a movement around, this whole idea of making, speech that much of a more fun and interactive learning experience through music, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
No, you're spot on with that. But, you're talking about sort of improvements in speech and communication, which is so essential just to our ability to just our quality of life and your ability to like self-express. And yes, that is all completely true, and that is really the goal and the mark that we're trying to hit. But there is this whole other social, emotional, like sort of your own perception of who you are. There's a transformation process in that. We call it social currency. If you can think about when you were 15 and maybe you have a disability, maybe you're blind, maybe you're wheelchair enabled, whatever it might be, you might be a little bit different, right? But if you're a sick beatboxer, like you can actually bring that and step to your peers. And what we've seen, throughout the years of producing the program is this internal personal transformation where the students look at themselves and never think about their disability or what they can't do. When you're beatboxing, you become the instrument. You don't need anything else, and it's all right here. And you have access and you have ability, and you can, make these amazing musical sentences, if you will. And there's a lot of buy-in in terms of their peers and how people perceive them. If you're a sick beatboxer, it doesn't matter what you got going on. I think people see and appreciate your abilities as opposed to looking at you differently because of any sort of disability. And I think that's not talked about enough. We talk about speech therapy and sort of the improvement and the ability to use beatboxing as a tool to improve that. I think beatboxing can be a tool to just improve your life and for you to look at your own self and be like, I am dope, I am powerful, I am musical, I am creative, and that's all real. And I think that's sort of the bigger part that I'd like to also talk about,
Well, I can't stress enough how awesome it is to have you right here, right now, kicking off a new year at CES, right? Talking about this. It's inspirational is what it is. And I'm going to bring us back to our mission for this very next few days. Our mission is to get everybody listening to this going around CES saying,
Boots and cats and boots and cats. Boots and cats and boots.
There it is, guys. I mean, this is awesome, James. Oh my God. Well, James, we got to get back to getting ready for the show. We got a whole bunch of people coming by to check out Boots and Cats and everything else we got going on over here at Triple G Ventures. Super excited that you were able to join us today, man. And we'll keep talking. So without further ado, I'm going to wish you a happy CES, brother.
Hey, thank you so much, Greg. And again, you can check us out at Try Boots and Cats, Boots, the letter N, Cats, all one word, trybootsandcats.com. Again, my name is James Kim. I'm the executive director of BEAT, Bridging Education and Art Together. We're a nonprofit here in New York. Please feel free to reach out. I'd love to share our story, love to share our program with you. And Greg, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, and one last thing for anybody that's listening. Ankita was on this call earlier, but because it's so crazy here getting ready for the show, she was actually pulled away. So you'll see her on the next round. But thanks for everybody for listening. We'll see you real soon. Till then, peace.
Thank you.
My name is James.
My name is Denise.
My name is Stein. Our method has been validated by peer-reviewed clinical research, and we've been testing it through in-person classes since 2009. An online beatboxing course for SLPs. You can use it in one-to-one or group classes.
To improve sound production for a range of phonemes, including s, and those pesky R's.
But the benefits don't stop with articulation.
Just like when you use sing-alongs in early interventions, beatboxing can use music to help foster motivation for practicing speech sounds, literacy skills, and collaboration.
The rhythm, repetition, and collaboration can improve articulation, breathing, and even social skills.
And it's a great way to break down barriers to engagement and build rapport with new students. With 10 lessons designed to address the most common speech issues, our course has something for almost every student in your caseload.
We recommend you introduce the course by starting with Lesson 1, Boots and Cats. It will teach you and your students the fundamentals of beatboxing.
From there, check the titles in the videos to see which lesson matches with the sounds you're working on right now.
For example, if you're working on the sh sound, try the shaker lesson. For the R sound, you'll want the record scratch.
To keep your students engaged, check the guide after this lesson for the games and activities that will mix up your lessons.
We know the idea of beatboxing with your students might sound a bit scary, but don't worry, no experience required.
After a few short videos, you'll be on your way to adding a fun, engaging new tool that will deliver real benefits to your students.
Have fun.